It's safe to say that Gumball and pop culture go hand in hand, and with the show being so relatable and having so many absurd moments, it's no surprise that people have memed the ever-living heck out of the show. So today, I'm going through every time Gumball became a meme, starting with the most popular one, Gumball the Discord mod. In the episode The Line, the Watersons are ready to do whatever it takes to get into the first screening of the last Stellar Odyssey sequel. Nicole is the only one to question why they can't just go to the second one, considering it's an extra 30-minute wait. But each member of the family has their own reasons why getting first in line is of the utmost importance.
Mom, the second anything is pointless. No one remembers the second guy to invent the telephone.
Think of all the power we'll have at school.
The power to spoil or not to spoil.
One mistake led Gumball to get a genius idea. While the Rotten Cupcake and Julius are waiting in line, they hope that the movie will be more unique, but still be faithful to the previous installment. Just then, the Rotten Cupcake gets a post on her phone, which turns out to be a video by Gumball.
I just got back from seeing Stellar Odyssey: The Force rehash. No spoilers, but it's so refreshing to see less CGI space battles and more sock puppets.
It was, of course, just to scare everyone away, thinking they got spoiled for the movie. This video was taken by the internet and became one of the most recognizable memes of Gumball. It has been used to describe players of different games, people who are chronically online, and most importantly, Discord and Reddit moderators. It pokes fun at how these moderators think that there's a special power granted to them that they can use in any way they want, while sitting in their moldy, crusty chair all day. Although it's used on its own a lot, it also makes appearances on collages with other memes. While this describes people online, the next meme takes a peek into reality, Grumpy Gumball. And we see this meme in the episode The Downer, and it starts off horribly, with Richard and Darwin yelling at Gumball, banging on his door. Nicole and Anais join them, and after they finally get into his room, they find him with the iconic meme face.
Cause I'm in a bad mood.
Annoyed by all the noise, he wishes for them to disappear, and surprisingly, this wish would come true. But that just ended up making him even more depressed.
What's the point of being in a bad mood if no one's around to notice?
Luckily for him, it would all be revealed to be a hallucination, and Nicole even says that they should save Gumball the embarrassment as the episode ends. But unfortunately for him, the internet did not take that advice. Instead, his grouchy face became a way to ironically depict those dreaded Mondays, alarms, and getting up in the middle of the night, only to lose all sleepiness. This has even been compared to yet another meme, Grumpy Cat, and the resemblance is definitely there. But this next episode shows that Gumball isn't the only memorable character in the show. The next meme we have is False Hope for Anais, and we see this in the episode The Kiss. The episode starts with Richard and Nicole leaving their kids under the care of Granny JoJo. But first, everyone already dreads the kiss they are sure to get from her, and the first victim was Anais, along with being assigned a very important job.
Bring JoJo! Hello, dear. Get my bags, would you?
Gumball was scared the most, but he couldn't have imagined how it would have happened in his wildest dreams.
Well, it's easy for you.
He and Darwin spend the rest of the episode trying to get Gumball to forget the kiss in rather creative ways, if I do say so myself. It starts with finding Gumball's happy place, which doesn't go according to plan.
Give Granny JoJo a kiss.
Gumball then finally agrees to go through with what Darwin calls trauma therapy, which ends up working out after all. But during all of this, poor little Anais was still on luggage duty, which obviously was difficult for her. But she pushes through it, finally getting it up to JoJo's room. This achievement wouldn't last very long, however, as Granny JoJo would trigger the meme by wasting all of Anais's efforts.
My bus will be here any minute.
This meme has been used whenever somebody gets excited about something, only to find a horrible catch to it. From school vacations to COVID quarantine, this meme has seen it all. Well, these memes were simply scenes. This next entire episode could be made into a meme. In the episode The Diet, we get blessed with Buff Richard. For every time that the members of the Watterson family have wished that Richard would be a little less lazy, this episode has a scene to prove why that could never happen again. The episode starts with Richard trying to diet yet again, but things quickly backfire.
What diet is this?
That's the
Pizza delivery!
And that?
my reward for dieting.
Seeing how much their father is struggling with this, Gumball and Darwin decide to come up with a new game plan. After stripping him of all the secret stashes Richard has, they lock him in a shed, and things don't quite work out as planned.
He has a burger! Repeat! He has a burger! The hamburger's fake!
But luckily, Gumball would come up with a genius idea, tricking Richard with food to get him to exercise. This time, things couldn't go more smoothly, giving us this montage. But what Richard became after this could only be called Chad Richard. He starts taking pictures everywhere and finally ends up at the mall. Just before a customer in the mall interrupts him, there is a still that has become the face of Richard memes. He comes right alongside the other Chad meme. Some even go as far as to say that Richard is the better one among the two. But that's not the only time, as a little later, Richard tries to save a coin in what he thinks is a heroic moment, all while Alan just used it to get a wish from the fountain. This one has been used to show when people unexpectedly get bombarded by others. From Christmas to even woke social media people, Buff Richard has been the annoyance that no one saw coming. But the most iconic one out of all of them is when Richard had a little montage in the parking lot. This has been the goldmine when it comes to these memes, being used to show when people felt the strongest of all, hustle culture, and even hilarious moments. In the end, Richard was forced to go back to his old ways for the rest of the show, but the internet shall forever remember the Richard that they could have had. But that's not the only time Richard was made into a meme, as next we have Evil Richard. Opposing your mother's marriage is one thing, but Richard took it to a whole other level in the episode The Signature. The episode actually starts off with the opposite, with Richard wanting to call Louie Dad, but that's when he got the shock of his life.
It's a good time to tell you that your mother and I want to marry and move to Florida.
What? Really?
He quickly got an idea, mostly from Gumball, to adopt Louie in order to stop the marriage. This plan would end up being one of the only plans that ends up working for Richard, and that scene eventually ended up becoming a meme.
Those adoption papers.
No, don't!
This one is for all the people who have an obsessive addiction to something, wars and procrastination. That meme wasn't the only one to come out of this episode, as when Frankie was going to take the Watterson family home, the flashback made for great meme content. In the most cliche turn of events, Frankie becomes the father who left to get the mill, only to never return again, and the meme shows exactly that. At least the ending made it a lot better, and they were one whole family again, even if the family tree is messed up forever. But this marriage would be the beginning of a horde of memes. For this next meme, we have skipped to the end. Just a few episodes after The Signature, we got the episode The Check, and finally, Louie is the official grandfather of the Watterson's children. This could only mean one thing: more drama. But the episode starts off calmly, with the children sleeping peacefully in their rooms. That is, until the new old grandpa comes to disturb them. Louie announces that he has a present for the kids and hands them a check for $5,000. But before they cash it in, they decide that they should know what to do with the money. Darwin decides to pitch in his idea first.
I would use the money to set up a charity.
But things quickly go wrong.
Just need you to sign off on that.
Okay, I don't see a problem with toxic waste management.
You'd think after that, the genius Anais would have better ideas.
Morals times lack of empathy plus slicked back hair equals all the money in the world! No, I have to destroy it all.
But even her paradise world doesn't take predators into consideration.
Predators.
Finally, Gumball joins in, with his idea to become the president. But after the other two's ideas failed, it's obvious to see where this is going. Luckily, that scene had some other use, as a meme.
I think we all know where this is going, so let's just skip to the end.
Mostly used for politics and the future end of the world. It has a nonchalant behavior that's keeping our generation alive. But even early on in the show, Darwin dropped one line that is forever associated with the show, which is that communism, I hear? In the episode The Responsible, Nicole had no choice but to leave the two boys in charge of their younger sister, all because Anais didn't find a proper babysitter.
Hi, I'm here to to sit on the baby.
What?
Gumball and Darwin took their responsibility very seriously, trying to protect Anais at all cost, even though she's clearly the more mature one in the group. Their mother's word becomes law, which means that Gumball and Darwin were free to do whatever they wanted with this power.
Corrupt their minds!
They would keep up these antics the whole day, until it was bath time, deciding that water was too dangerous for a little girl like Anais. They tell her to dry herself clean, and once the pair was out, they still had to make sure that Anais was following the rules, which brought about this line.
That water I hear?
This line was later edited by fans to say the word communism instead of water. It was then used as a whole saga of memes, often saying the sentence for purely innocent things. But not all memes are this innocent. Some dark memes have also came out of Gumball, like this next one, Lost Privileges. Gumball and Darwin's well-intended acts rarely go well. A prime example of this is in the episode The Petals. The episode starts with a prediction of what's to come. Gumball and Darwin are not having good style, but it's not like they can admit it.
Have you seen your sandals? You look like you're about to walk on water.
This is where Leslie's fashion sense really shines through, and he's the only guy to go for a crisis like this. But somehow, he's nowhere to be found, until Gumball finds a clue that leads him right to Leslie. That's where they find out why he's been missing for weeks.
Could you help us decide on which one of us looks worse?
Seeing their friend so sad, Gumball volunteers to make Leslie feel pretty again, but his plan goes sideways fast. When Leslie can't photosynthesize, they then try something else, the cheerleading effect. But they don't realize that for boys, it's not the same.
Sorry, but for boys it's the opposite. We call it the frat guy effect. Makes you look like medieval pillaging creeps.
With Leslie's condition quickly getting worse, they come up with a fast solution, but nothing seems to be working until Gumball finally figures out the cause. Only it was every flower's nightmare.
And there's a very simple solution.
This resulted in Gumball and Darwin chasing Leslie around, with even a gardening segment, but Leslie was not having any of it, only to find out that the pair are now chasing them with shears, fully wanting to cut him off from his stem, and that's where this iconic meme comes in. This meme probably has the darkest meaning of all, being used to say that people have lost their privileges to certain body parts under questionable circumstances. Although Leslie did end up getting cut up at the end, the meme completely left him out of it, with only the duo being immortalized forever. But the duo didn't always have bad taste in everything. In fact, one of Darwin's stylish moments became a meme, Darwin the Rizzler. In the episode The Heist, when Richard got his head stuck in a helmet, everything quickly went wrong. Thinking he stopped at Joyful Burger, Richard goes to the bank and demands that they give him everything that they got. This was probably the first accidental bank robbery in history.
Everybody throw your hands in the air!
When Nicole realizes what happened, she immediately announces that it must be given back. The only problem was no one knew how to give it back without raising suspicion, so they had to test drive a bunch of plans. First went Nicole, with her high-class revenge heist.
I put the money back.
Really?
I put the money back.
When that was rejected, Gumball was next, with his ATM trick. But that was easily bound to go wrong, so Anais tried a more complicated route. But that required her to work at the office for 2 million days. As a final resort, Richard plots a hiding spot for the money, which he can retrieve when he comes back from prison. But what he doesn't realize is that the family would find the money and become rich without him. And that's where Darwin the Rizzler could be spotted.
Oh, Richard, darling. How lovely to see you.
Darwin really went all out, looking like the head of a criminal mob, and the memes gracefully got him into the Hall of Fame, forever proving that he's got the most riz out of any of his family members. He would be the one to return the money too, even though it got blown up later. But the next meme Darwin is featured in is the opposite, Disgusted Darwin. Season 3's episode, The Safety, probably has the worst start in the show's history, with the safety video, Watch Out Little Teddy, with ominous music and elements referencing the horror film The Shining. It's bound to make everyone feel creeped out.
Watch out, little Teddy.
Please take care, 'cause danger's lurking.
After watching that, even the teacher has to take a break and gave the rest of the day off. It affected him so much that he would become the villain of the episode. He started with Gumball, then to his family, and eventually all of Elmore. So obviously, the internet had to capture the villain's origin story perfectly, making him the face of anything that got everyone by shot. In the end, we got Darwin back, but the world will forever remember that face. But his mother, Nicole, is just as scary, captured perfectly in this next meme. Nicole shouting. In the episode The Worst, everyone saw Nicole not holding anything back. In fact, none of the family members did, wreaking havoc everywhere at the beginning of the episode.
Oh, hi, Anais.
Afterwards, each member starts to complain about how hard it is for them. Gumball goes first, but is quickly interrupted by Nicole telling him to eat his own words. And that's when her fury really starts to show, which of course becomes a meme. Often used to stereotype mothers or other parental figures, this meme is for all the kids who are scared of getting yelled at by their parents. Though the kids would find out how hard it is to be Nicole, even the end of the episode doesn't do justice for her, cutting her off in the middle.
Women always get cut off in the middle of their...
But this next one literally made Gumball into an icon for dumb idiots. Caveman Gumball. In the episode The Silence, the impossible somehow came true. Gumball and Darwin ran out of things to talk about. The episode goes on trying to find something new to talk about, but in the end, they accept that they just know each other too well and need someone else. But before getting there, the beginning of the episode gave us a meme that was edited and made popular all over social media platforms.
Some caveman like,
Hey guys, I'm gonna call this thing.
On March 31st, 2022, Pinterest user TAWOG posted a photoshopped image which showed the Caveman Gumball in a cave setting. But next, we have Boomer Richard. If there's one thing that Richard is known for, it's his laziness. But with that comes stupidity. About halfway through the episode The Uploads, this picture of Richard with a headset acting like he knows everything about technology became a meme for when someone uses things like Google to search up Google and other dumb ways to use tech. It's even referenced by people making an account for Richard on platforms like Discord and Steam to make it look like Richard gave more reviews for the calculator as a game. There's another reason why you shouldn't stare directly at the sun, and Gumball found that out the hard way, only for it to become a meme. And we see this in the episode The Picnic, which starts with a simple school field trip. As usual, the pair didn't listen to the teacher, who was explaining that they needed to avoid the Forest of Doom, which led to the worst possible circumstance.
Hey, little squirrels.
Left on their own, they now have to find a way back to the rest of the group. But that goes as expected, with Gumball trying to use things that he has no idea about. After following the wind and Miss Simian's smell, he suggests using the stars. But given it was broad daylight, he tells Darwin to look at the sun directly, leading to this meme.
There are no words to express the pain that I feel right now.
Like the meme, the ending was painful too, and it was never revealed how the pair made it back home. But the meme stuck around, being used to show the pain of everyday things, such as shampoo getting into eyes, and embarrassing things we all did as kids. But even other characters have made an appearance in memes, like Alan in this next one, Smug Alan. Everyone knows how good-natured Alan is, and it got to the point where Gumball couldn't take it anymore. In the Saint, Gumball sets out to find Alan's breaking point. The episode starts off with Gumball doing the worst thing in the library. Just when he thought that it couldn't get any worse, Alan came to save the day, and that was the first glimpse we saw of this meme.
It was I.
why?
It's okay.
This would appear several other times in the episode, but the meme version doesn't look so saint-like, instead being edited behind a computer screen. This one shows the face as something more evil, and so is used for people who think that they're above everyone else, especially online. This face became so popular that even Gumball would wear it later in the episode, which would also, ironically, become a meme in its own right.
What does Alan look like again?
Like this.
This one is often used as a comparison with yet another of Gumball's excessive faces. That face is one of the expressions he makes during the election special. It's used to show how normal things can be said and twisted, often dumb ways. The Alan face is used to describe the normal way to say something, while the other scrunched one is for an unusual one. But this episode was so iconic that a completely different meme came out of it: Gumball Wealth. In the same episode, The Saint, Gumball gives up trying to break Alan after going so far as selling his parents. Instead, he decides to copy Alan by saying yes to everything that comes in his way. But of course, that didn't go so well for the pair.
From now on, we say yes to everything!
Just before trying to save someone who has collapsed, they start fantasizing in classic fashion, and that's where the meme comes in.
Dude, this is amazing! It's everything we ever wanted!
This scene is used with yet another scene of the pair having a bad day. Together, it came to be known as the AirPod meme. It was used to show how people can feel insanely rich after receiving an expensive product like AirPods. As much as Gumball is satisfied to be here, the next meme is one where he wished he was somewhere else. Disgusted by Louie. The episode The Catfish shows us Gumball and Darwin trying to help out Louie. The episode started with the pair finding Grandpa Louie's Elmore Plus account. Feeling sorry for him, they accept his friend request.
Oh, he said that's a friend request.
And it wouldn't be a Gumball episode without one of Gumball's genius plans. And this time, it was an imaginary character named Muriel. They also got a lot out of Louie.
My story begins 77 years ago, back when things were
Very different.
But Louie never stopped messaging him, spamming him everywhere. So it didn't take long for Gumball to completely lose his mind. But Louie wouldn't take no for an answer.
I gotta go. That's fine. Just take your phone so we can keep messaging.
Finally, not being able to take it anymore, they decide to come clean. But before that happens, their grandpa made a move they did not see coming. Thus, a meme was born.
I think we're more than just Elmore Plus friends?
That expression is worth 1,000 words, perfectly capturing their disgust. Luckily, there's a stop to this. But that's not the only time Gumball saw something that he shouldn't see. Are you winning, son? The shell is known for the iconic transformation of Penny, but it also hides a popular meme that's a perfect parody of the Are You Winning, son joke. The episode starts with Gumball trying to act in a play, and in trying to kiss Penny, he makes a big mistake. With no other choice, Penny goes to tell her father about the newly formed crack on her face, and her father completely freaked out, ripping her away from Gumball. She comes to his room to announce that she will move away, until Gumball convinced her to show her true self.
I'm gonna be myself!
After that misunderstanding, Penny started to change figures based on her mood, completely unpredictably, but Gumball wasn't gonna give up on her. During the following scene, Gumball crash lands at Banana Joe's house, and he was not prepared for what he saw next. Though this episode went in the best way possible. This scene became a younger version of the Are You Winning, son meme, using a green screen over the computer. Users changed what Banana Joe is watching, often to inappropriate content. Even with just watching an orange get peeled, Banana Joe made that scene awkward to another level. But in the next meme, Gumball got a makeover so grand that he couldn't even recognize himself. Gumball Makeover. The episode The Photo starts with Gumball not being able to get a good picture for picture day, so he begs Mr. Small to give him one last chance. Finally getting it, he sets off to do whatever it takes to get a good photo. He in fact makes it worse by trying to threaten Alan into giving up his secret. Now with a swollen eye and being completely defeated, Gumball loses all hope. That is, until Darwin accidentally discovers something important.
Oh, your face is surprisingly malleable. Check this out.
And so, Darwin tries to do plastic surgery on a desperate Gumball. The result was exactly what you'd expect, but Gumball thought it was magnificent, and that would become a meme. Gumball unfortunately never got his photo, but the internet sure did. Alongside Buff Richard, this was a new and improved face of Gumball. He would get compared to Robin from Teen Titans Go, from when he was also given a Chad-looking appearance. But Darwin would accidentally become a meme while defending a fridge in this next one. Evil Darwin. Everyone knows how attached Richard is to his refrigerator, but the episode called The Possession scene in season 6 would take it to a whole other level. The episode starts with Granny JoJo complaining about Louie's sister, Sheila. That's when the news about the fridge comes out, along with its entire backstory.
I gave you that refrigerator as a housewarming present.
You gave it to us because it was the only way to get Richard to move out of your house.
That's when the family agrees to find a solution to this problem. Nicole agrees to see if they will refund the fridge, while the rest of the family try and find another place to put it. Their first few ideas don't work out so well.
It's called upcycling.
No, it's called illegal dumping, and I'll give you a ticket if you don't get it out of here.
But that's when they get the idea to get it a job in a casting agency. But even that doesn't go well, and Darwin jumps into the fridge's defense. The last two expressions became the meme for Dear Darwin, with the captions kill and live respectively. It has become a meme to show someone who switches from evil to nice almost instantly. For such an unnaturally cheerful character like Darwin, it would make sense for him to have an evil side. But what happens when someone challenging Nicole becomes a meme? Return to fight. The Fury has one of the most memorable scenes in all 6 seasons of Gumball, so it makes sense for a meme to come from it. The episode starts with a grand display of Nicole's drive to get what she wants done as soon as possible. Her competitiveness really shines through in this one.
We need a shortcut.
Immediately afterwards, her nemesis comes out of the shadows. With a full change in mind, this would quickly become a meme.
I have returned.
After giving us that iconic fight scene, Yuki and Nicole make up at the end of the episode. But this intense moment in the episode was circulated to declare war over something, usually something small. But this next meme is the saddest of all, the shutter mistake. When Gumball suddenly starts to glitch out in the episode The Signal, he accidentally hurts the one person who he loves most, Darwin. It started with hats, then quickly snowballed into something else. With no other choice, Gumball tries to write Darwin a letter to set things right, and caught up in the emotions of the scene, Gumball sheds a tear. In one of the most heartwarming scenes of the show, fans found a meme. This meme would ironically be used against Gumball, as any hate he receives is deserved for the most part. But while it's easy to confuse Gumball and Darwin, something is seriously wrong when it confuses Nicole and Anais, Richard's six-pack. In the last episode of season 3, the financial state of the Watterson family household comes to light. But even before that, Richard would pull a move that had the whole family in shot. The episode begins with Gumball trying to order his food along with the rest of the family.
I'm free to make my own choices. So yes, Larry, I will have fries with that.
Hearing Richard's insane order, Nicole tries to bring it down to something way more reasonable. But Richard was having none of that. In fact, he announced something nobody expected.
How do you expect me to keep my six-pack?
You're what?
You'll miss this when it's gone.
This photo of the Watterson family in shock is often used to show collective disgust, even among people who otherwise don't have anything in common. If you liked the video, check out the one on screen. Make sure to subscribe.